Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's current situation has taken a dramatic and unexpected turn as we enter 2025, and the latest reports coming out of the seat of the Caliphate are causing a massive stir across the globe. For those who have been following this case closely, you know that the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra was moved from the DSS custody in Abuja to the Sokoto Correctional Centre late in 2024 following a life imprisonment sentence handed down by Justice James Omotosha. This move was described by many as a strategic relocation to a more secure and distant facility, but what is happening right now in Sokoto is drawing international eyes directly to his cell. Information surfacing this January indicates that high-profile American figures and diplomatic observers are making their way to the far north to visit Kanu. This has sparked intense curiosity because the Sokoto prison is over 700 kilometers away from the nation's capital, making any visit a deliberate and significant mission. You have to wonder why American representatives would take such a long journey to a high-security facility in the Northwest. The answer lies in the growing pressure from the United States Congress and the new administrative posture in Washington, D.C. towards human rights and religious freedom in Nigeria. Republican lawmakers and various international advocacy groups have been vocal about Kanu's detention, linking it to broader concerns regarding the treatment of certain ethnic and religious groups. These American visitors are reportedly there to assess his health, his conditions of confinement, and to ensure that his legal rights to appeal are not being suppressed by the sheer distance of his current location. As this story continues to unfold, it is becoming clear that the international community is not looking away despite the life sentence. The why behind these visits is deeply rooted in a diplomatic tug-of-war. The Nigerian government maintains that Kanu's conviction for terrorism is a matter of national security and the rule of law, but the Americans visiting him are focused on the prisoner of conscience narrative that has gained traction in global political circles. This development is massive because it signals that the case of Nnamdi Kanu is no longer just a local judicial matter but a key point in US-Nigeria relations for 2025. There are even whispers of these visits being a precursor to more formal diplomatic requests regarding his custody. If you are finding this update informative and you want to stay ahead of the curve on every development regarding this high-stakes story, please make sure to like this video right now and hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us keep the lights on and ensures we can continue bringing you the most accurate and up-to-date reports from across the country. By subscribing, you become part of a community that values the truth and deep-dive storytelling into the issues that shape our nation. The presence of Americans in Sokoto is also tied to the fact that Kanu's legal team, led by practitioners like Aloy Ejimako, has been shouting from the rooftops about the insensitive nature of his transfer. They argue that being in Sokoto makes it nearly impossible for him to consult with his lawyers to file his appeal. The American visitors are essentially acting as international monitors to see if the Nigerian state is upholding international standards of justice. This is particularly interesting because just recently, a federal high court in Abuja rejected Kanu's application to be moved back to a facility closer to his lawyers, such as Kuje or Kefi. Justice Omotosha ruled that the government must be heard before such a transfer can be considered, setting a new hearing date for late January 2026. This means for the foreseeable future, Kanu remains in Sokoto, and the influx of foreign observers is the only window the world has into his life behind bars. It is a captivating saga of law, international diplomacy, and the personal struggle of a man who remains one of the most polarizing figures in modern Nigerian history. This visit by the Americans isn't just a courtesy call. It's a clear message to the Nigerian authorities that the world is watching how this life sentence is being managed. Some analysts suggest that this could be the beginning of a political solution that many leaders, including Governor Alex Otti of Abia State, have been advocating for. Otti himself visited Kanu in Sokoto recently, highlighting a rare moment of camaraderie where even the Sultan of Sokoto reportedly joked about turbaning Kanu as a subject of the Caliphate now that he is in their domain. This mixture of high-stakes legal battles and cross-cultural diplomatic visit makes this the biggest story of 2025 so far. We are watching a situation where the walls of a prison in the north are becoming the center of a global conversation on justice and self-determination. Before we dive into what this means for the southeast and the stability of the country, let me remind you once more to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have so much more coming your way, and you won't want to miss our next deep dive into the documents these American visitors are reportedly reviewing. The related talk everyone is having right now is whether these visits will actually lead to a release or if they are just symbolic. Many Nigerians are asking, is the US preparing to demand a pardon, or are they simply ensuring that the international terrorist label given by the court does not lead to a violation of basic human rights? The conversation in the streets of Owerri, Enugu, and even in the diaspora is charged with hope and skepticism. This is the gist that is currently trending, the idea that even in the farthest corner of the country, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains a figure of intense international interest. The story of his life in Sokoto prison is just beginning, and with the Americans now involved on the ground, the narrative is shifting from a closed court case to an open diplomatic file. Stay tuned as we monitor the movement in Sokoto and the reactions from the presidency in Abuja.